Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone.
Bro, Thurman, I never thought in a million years I would ever see a panel on page 3, no less, of Yo, of all people, holding the fucking petrification device.
What the fuck did I tell you? This man is for... You guys were sleeping on my man Yo, and I'll take that W. I'll take that fucking W. And then we'll have to take the L afterwards. But hey.
It is kind of insane.
For the most part.
Like, Thurman from, like, this dude's introduction was, like, just like pumping him up, gassing him, as they say. That's what the kids are saying, right?
Yeah, bro. You see, this is what happens when y'all sleep on the characters that I like. Because the characters that I like,
you got a lot of posers, right? So someone that would be like, nah, I mean, Yo, whatever. Like, I mean, everyone else is saying he's just a bullshit character, so I will. And then Thurman, you know, he's true to his convictions. He's like, nah, I love him. And then he gets shat on for a while. And now, look who came out on top.
That's what I'm saying. It happened in most manga, bro. Like, in most series, bro. I rep the characters that everyone sleeps on, and when that character does some dope shit, they're like,
And then you got the receipts. You can be like, here's the 3 times on Twitter where I was fucking hyping on them.
Bro, it's like here's the thing, right? Like, you have to. This is like what someone I think it was Luke or someone in the comments said something, right? Like, this shit was impressive, man. Like, in water, straight shot into his hand. Like, bro.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, he swam over to it, didn't he?
Yeah, so he...
Yeah, like, I'm looking at it right now. He like, swam over to it, but I was expecting it to sink. I guess with the way it's made, it must have some buoyancy. It must float, either that or he swam over there hella quick, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, this man was doing some good shit, bro. Like, he was doing some good shit. Like, you cannot deny that my boy over here was fucking doing some shit.
It's too bad he couldn't figure out how to use it.
Because, I mean,
you know what? I don't even give a fuck. We'll get to the fucking Spinny spear thing in a second. This motherfucker, Inabra, is that how you pronounce it? Because I will never remember.
Yeah.
This motherfucker just dove! That shit threw me off. At first, I thought he was trying to, like, eat it, but no, he's yeah. Kirby! Nightmare in Dreamland!
When I saw that shit, I was like, wait a minute, is he gonna eat it? Is he gonna eat it?
If I can't have it, no one can!
Yeah. I thought, like, wow. I was like, wait a minute. What is this man doing? Is he gonna eat it? Are we really gonna eat it?
Bruh,
because,
what are you doing?
Like,
it's crazy. Thought the same shit for a long time, dude, because I was on that page before I scrolled down. I was, like, just appreciating it, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Because when I saw that shit, I was like, because exactly, you're right. Because my first thought was, wait a minute, is he actually gonna try to eat it?
And that's a ballsy way to do it too. Like, not like, because when I first saw it, I saw the panel with his open mouth, and I saw him diving. So I hadn't scrolled down yet, and when I read it, it's usually really zoomed in because that's how my laptop is. So I assumed there was gonna be a panel where he landed in the water, grabbed it from Yo, then went to eat it. But no, it's like directly like you know, it's just him falling with his mouth open. So I assume, when I still thought he was eating it, I was like, he's just gonna fucking dive down with his mouth open and just hope it all works out. That is, wow, that is some fucking accuracy.
Yeah, because it's crazy because the art made it seem like that. Like, the art literally made it seem like this man, because people were probably like, is he gonna bite him or something? Like, that's
bite
funny.
His goddamn hand off.
Yeah, so that's actually funny. So now we know that.
So now we know, though, because obviously it's voice activated, and we see at the little end one, like one of the little circuits in there, and I still love that it's technology. It's fucking, and not like just magic. I love that shit. So one of the little circuits in there starts glowing up, and we've seen this before, like when he fucked over the multi-boob pocket girl. It is voice activated, and we don't see what he whispered, but obviously it's probably like the same shit he did back there. He whispered a certain radius and a certain activation time, and it's probably gonna. Your boy Yo is probably about to be petrified again, so they're gonna have to fucking dig him from the bottom of the fucking ocean.
It might be suicide, actually. Like, suicide petrification is like, I'll just petrify.
But he can set the range to like as small or as big as he wants. So if he wants to just set it for as big as a person. It can just like petrify Yo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, but I have to see because keep in mind how close he is. Like these motherfuckers like extremely close.
True.
Right. So like even then, like, and we know it spreads out to a wide radius, and still like a bigger the person could probably like. I feel like he won't come out unscathed from this, right? So I'm assuming like if
he'll pull a fucking Parasparrow from the Whole Cake Island arc. He'll pull a fucking Parasparrow from the Whole Cake Island arc and lose an arm.
Yeah, like something like that, because it'd be too kind of convenient for him to like do it this close, and it's just like.
I mean, maybe since everything's gone to shit. Although, what would be the point of suicide? Like, if he petrifies himself, I mean, unless he has a guy that's like, oh, if you ever get petrified, I'll come and fucking unpetrify you. But like, he seemed shocked when he saw that they could unpetrify people. So I'm gonna guess that I don't know. I don't see him suicide attacking right now or like petrifying himself.
I know. Yeah, I know, but it's just like kind of weird. Like, we'll have to see because he is really close to it, and like we know that it doesn't.
But he did the same shit. He was pretty close to. Do you remember the name of the multi-boob chest bag girl?
Right. Oh, okay. Well,
see, because remember, he set that's what he did with her. He just set the range really fucking close. He was just like, like I don't know, like I don't know, 2 feet. Yeah, you know what I mean. However the fucking range was, and then it just got her.
Yeah, maybe because it's an AOE. Maybe like the AOE will go to like a different, direction. Like it will move backwards instead of forwards, right?
I mean, unless Yo has that reaction time feat and he fucking like, throws it at him or shoves it down his mouth or something.
Yeah, we'll see. Because
how many times can Yo be MVP before he inevitably fucks it up?
I mean, it's not his fault, Like he tried to use it.
No, I can't shit on Yo. That's for Taiju. Speaking of Taiju, what the fuck's he been up to?
He's been yelling and letting people know that, they got the thing.
Ugh. Sick of him. Oh, man.
It's
been too long since we've shat on him, okay?
He's like, oh, man, I haven't seen him so long. I miss shitting on him.
Yes, that is what it is. It's like I was just rewatching One Piece with one of my best friends, Deanna, and fucking.
She's one of the best friends. I'm still number one.
Mm-hmm. That's why I mentioned, because if I didn't mention the name, I was waiting for Thurman to be like, "Who, bitch?"
be that jealous girlfriend. Girls be like, "Who's that bitch you fucked in my dreams last night, nigga?"
So when I'm rewatching One Piece, and like, you remember how Usopp would like run through his town like, pirates are coming, and everyone hated him, and they were like chasing him out of the town with like pitchforks.
Yeah.
There's a scene where like when he doesn't show up, they're all like, "Oh, where is he? I kind of miss the guy. I hope he's all right." Like they're like sharpening their pitchforks, like, "Oh man, I was getting excited to chase him today."
Wow,
that's me with Taiju.
It's so funny.
Also, this cover photo here with Senku carrying Kohaku here. What the fuck's that all about?
I had a feeling you're gonna bring that up.
Well, honestly, biggest reason I'm bringing it up is the 100-ton hammer, because the first thing I thought of was Usopp's fucking like 5-ton hammer, and then the 10-ton hammer in the Piranha fight.
Yeah.
I legit, I pre-filmed a fucking video where I pointed that shit out, bro. Like I'm gonna show it to you. I've been holding on to this. Let's skip past the Rukia hentai. Some good shit, bro. Some good shit,
bro. Right. So I think that's a reference to something.
Well, here, watch the video I just sent you. And if I remember to, I'll fucking edit it up. It's like, Is that a One Piece reference? Is that a One Piece reference?
One Piece reference? I think it's a reference to some
well, I'm sure it's probably more an overarching Japanese culture reference, because I've seen it now in One Piece and this. But like the first thing I thought of was, you remember how many times Usopp's done that hammer gag where he would like pretends that he's holding like a 5-ton hammer? Like he did it with the Alabasta fight as well, where they were fighting Miss Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And like the big baseball guy, and then like Chopper kept falling for it, like, holy fuck, 5 tons! So like that's the first thing I thought of, I'll be honest. But also Senku, like, carrying. And I know he's not romantic. I actually just recently I think it was either, I don't remember. I just saw it on the Reddit. So I don't know if it was just in the anime or not, but like I saw the part again where Senku, like, he won the competition to become like the leader of that village. Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
And then like, but like it was like you're the leader and also you get to marry Kohaku's like sister or whatever.
Yeah.
And like Senku's standing there. God, it made me miss early Dr. Stone. Like, I'm literally getting nostalgic now because like Senku's just standing there as like she's kissing him, and he looks so disgusted and annoyed. Oh my god! Have you seen that recently? I gotta find it. Like with Senku, he's just so annoyed by like this beautiful woman kissing him.
They added that in the anime too. They just put that in the anime.
Yeah, and that's probably why I saw it, because yeah, found it. He's literally the best character, bro. Yeah, that's why I saw it. It was just in the on the Reddit. People were posting about it. Look at this. Just look at him.
That's so funny, bro. That's just he's like, human contact.
As two men here that are just unbelievably perverted and a slave to our lustful tendencies, it is a beautiful thing to watch a man such as Senku be able to be so, like, he's ascended to the higher form of consciousness, bro. Like if we were all like Senku, we'd be like fucking, we would have uploaded our fucking consciousness to the cloud by this point. No need for smashing.
Science is all we need. Fuck sex.
Senku is really a man that we should all look up to.
Senku is literally the human embodiment of that meme. Yeah, sex is great. Like,
sex is great, but have you restarted human civilization?
Like that is Senku. Like Senku is someone who his dick has no brain.
It's never been hard in his entire life.
So what that means is that, you know, the one thing to break that is a whammon of science.
Exactly. Like I'm wondering, like I will die if he meets like a woman who, like, because like he does strike me as the kind of guy, like, let's just say he's like asexual, right? So like asexuals, they can have romantic feelings, they're just not into the sexual aspect. So like I would fucking love it if he met someone that like he just loved. Like, oh my god, is this what this is? Like, this is the one thing I know I'm all this science, all this intellect, all these experiences, but I've never experienced love. Oh, I'm into it. Give it to me.
That's actually so funny to me.
No, yeah. Sex is great, but did you know that fucking graphite can be used to smooth out a squeaky drawer, bitch?
That's definitely Senku in a nutshell.
Say again?
I said that's definitely Senku in a nutshell.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, we want to talk about the rotating spear that they built for Hyuga?
So, yeah, I mean, they made a spear for... So
No, they made like a little rotating cuff, because the spear he has is the golden spear that Glasses Boy has had for a while. I like it because I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but they are right about this. The pencil lead stuff, like, I don't know if you ever did this as a kid, but like take a pencil and like just like rub a whole ass paper with it, like, you know, and it does feel smooth. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
Like, it's smooth as fuck. That was the first thing I thought of. And then like the little tip about like a squeaky drawer, just use a pencil lead. I was like, that's great advice. I will use that. I love it.
Yeah, it's because I know you said, like, it's actually funny you predicted this, right? You were like, oh man, last video you were like, oh man, I want to go back and see Senku build stuff, and we kind of saw it this chapter.
Oh, I love
I'll bet small, right? So it's crazy because it's so funny because Mozu has had his moment. This man literally had his moment here.
Sorry, I'm dying. I found the full one now. Look at it.
Because we see he's like for millennia, like effort, like.
Oh yeah. By the way, the Mozu Hyuga shit is like 100% like the Meruem Netero shit from Hunter x Hunter, where like one of them is repping like like individuality, and one of them is repping like the entirety of a species. Oddly in reverse. Well, I guess I don't know. because like it's similar to that. It reminded me of that, but like on a much smaller scale. So like Hyoga's whole thing is hold on, let me start with Mozu. Mozu's whole thing is like, well, okay, you're good, but every strike I can just I smell the fucking like sweat and blood and tears from it. And he's like, I've never seen anyone get dissed for like working hard before. He's like, ha, loser, I can tell how hard you practiced to do this. I was just born fucking like doing spear flips and shit. like what a fucking weird flex. Like,
it's
okay.
crazy because it's literally this talentless effort.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what
this
it
is like
is.
the Rock Lee Neji shit.
Yeah, it's talent versus effort. And it's just like, he's like, you might have talent. Like, because what's his name? Mozu is just like, oh shit, you know why you can't beat me? It's because I was born strong. I can tell. You trained for years. You trained since you were a child. But all that means nothing to me because I was born talented, right?
Well, yeah,
and
what a dumb ideology, by the way. Like, and then of course he gets like the rotating spear, and he's like sorcery, and you can kind of see that ticks Hyoga off. He's like, oh, sorcery, huh? And then he has a really good quote where he's like, listen, humanity's greatest strength is not being born physically strong like you. It's the fact that we kind of like pass on knowledge as we've been living generation by generation by generation. You know what I mean? Like, what's something that humans can do that animals can't? A fucking crocodile that was born 100 years ago didn't pass shit down to its crocodile fucking grandson that's alive today. It's not how that works. But with humans, we learn shit from humans that lived 2,000 years ago. We got documents. We got fucking inventions. We got history. And every fucking generation that lives, we learn more and more and more and improve and advance as a society. And that's just a great quote and a great ideology and like basically a good fuck you to Mozu here. Like, yeah, okay, you keep relying on yourself, but like it's just a good way to say, like you take that old power of friendship line and make it badass and say, no, not just power of friendship, power of fucking the collective, people working together, because when you work together, you get shit like this. So like, sure, spear versus spear, you're gonna beat me, but how about this style that was formulated through years and years and years of people like tweaking it and changing it and coming up with scientific advancements to like have the Spinny shit. I love it. That was great.
Oh yeah, so we get a lot of good stuff here, man. Like, I think the fight. So, do you think that this makes the fights for Dr. Stone better here, or still
so
Spinny
again? It's not like most of that was not like, to me it wasn't like, how to put this, that wasn't like a big plus for the fights to me. That was more of like the ideology of the series, right? Because like that fits within the theme of the series. It's kind of always been science can do this, with science you can do anything. When I'm talking fights, I'm talking like actual choreography, and like again, I still think that's always been weak in this series, but it doesn't bother me. Like, it really is not what I'm looking for with Dr. Stone. It never has been. So I almost look at the fights in this series less as like physical, like the physical parts matter not. It's more of like the ideology, like almost like the chess game style shit. Like that shit is what I'm looking for here. Like battle of words, battle of ideals. The like actual choreography is really not there, but it doesn't need to be. Also, I apologize for all the sniffling. I am like really sick right now.
Yeah, my throat is kind of. So, I think that's it for me. Because I actually
did you have anything to say back to what I just said?
Huh? Oh no, I agree with you. Yeah, that was good. I'm a slut for a fight, so you know how that is. Yeah, I actually got to head to work very soon, so.
Well, I suppose that was a good video. Let me just quickly spam through this chapter to make sure I've not missed anything. That's something I used to do in the early days of this channel that I stopped doing.
Like,
and
video.
Say what?
I suppose this was a good video.
Did I say that?
You said that. So I'm gonna give this chapter.
It was a great video, Thurman. I didn't mean to.
Nah, bruh.
No, it was really good.
Your true intentions came out while you were. You pulled a whole Nen, bro. Your Nen beast came out at that exact moment.
Bro, listen. It's not what I meant. It's a great video. I was just concerned with how like because we're cutting it off because you have to go to work, and I was just making sure it was we've already talked about everything.
We talked about everything. Great stuff. I'm giving this chapter a 9. I really enjoyed it. The art was on point. I really liked the point where he does a barrage of spear attacks, and he it makes it seem like he's breaking off like a piece of his stone.
Yes, that was awesome.
I thought that was cool. I thought he actually broke his spear, but he didn't.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? I'm sorry, one last thing. The shot where the woman's cutting the bamboo in half, like, her boobs are trying real hard to escape from her bra. You gotta go back and look. Like, the way that this guy draws, like, do you remember the first, like, there was one of, like, Tsukasa's, like, random babes. I think it was the one that wanted to be a journalist. You remember? She was like a photographer. Yeah. Like when she was running and like he literally like drew the boobs in like opposite directions. Like one was all the way up and one was all the way down. And I just hit the mic. One was all the way up and one all the way down. And like it was like some Dead or Alive beach volleyball shit.
Yeah. I can't believe you know Dead or Alive.
Obviously. Game. Beach volleyball specifically though.
Awful game series.
I'm just saying, this author, he's I'd say probably the most realistic boob physics I've seen.
You mean the art?
And you know he's got a good excuse because there's not like well supportive bras in the caveman. That's what Senku needs to make next, bro. Like all these big breasted women need to come up to Senku and like we want sports bras.
I don't think they care at this moment. I think all they care about is not
they
being
should.
so.
Have you tried run? I mean, I haven't, but I've heard from people. I gotta assume running around with big old sandbags attached to your chest is not easy.
Yeah, bro.
Every woman I know with like D cup or above says sports bras are like a fucking godsend.
Yeah, I've had big breasted women tell me the same thing.
Then,
they're not.
Check your goddamn privilege. I don't. They don't care. Yeah, fuck you. Senku is there. Senku could whip up a sports bra in like 2 seconds. I bet, with all the shit they have.
Yeah, it's all about comfortability though. Because what material could they make that can make it comfortable? Because you know the nipples and all that shit.
See, this is prime hentai material. Like a bunch of big-breasted women come to Senku. They're like, "Oh, we want sports bras," and then Senku's like, "Okay, well, I gotta get your measurements, obviously." But Senku, it'd be like the emotionless pro tag, you know, where it's like Senku wouldn't care, but he'd be like measuring their boobs and like having to like move them around and shit.
Yeah.
And then like Chrome, and fucking like the little blonde kid. What was his name again? Ginryu, and like they're all fucking peeping and shit. Like I need it. I need this. Like it's not even for fapping, bro. Like that would just be funny.
For fapping, we're making content for fapping. That's a shirt,
I guess.
And with that,
peace.